Hello, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. Sit down, please. I'd like to speak English today too, to improve my speaking skill. Let's get it started. Today, it is February 8th, 2023. It's on Wednesday and sunny outside. How are you spending Wednesday? Wednesday is the center, middle of the week for many people, many salaried workers and students. So I think many people don't like Wednesday and feel the most tired on Wednesday, I guess. Do you have a plan for this weekend? Do you have a plan in this weekend? Do you believe in the weather forecast in a week? Do you believe in the weather forecast in a week? The weather forecast tends to change day by day. So when I was feeling sad, realizing the rainy day on the day when I was planning to go, it was changed on the next day, which made me happy. So we cannot know when the day will be sunny or rainy until the last minute. I tried to persuade her, but she never changed her mind. I tried to calm the crying lady down, but she kept crying. I attempted to calm the crying lady down, but she kept crying. How do you calm yourself down when you are aggressive? How do you calm yourself down? 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 How do you calm yourself down when you are so angry? With time, everything will calm. With time, everything will calm. As the typhoon goes away from this region, the strength of it calmed. The times is approaching the last order time. The business of the restaurant started to calm. I'd like to calm by getting used to the new environment. It usually takes more than average people to calm down in a new environment. Can you calm when you are aggressive? Can you calm when you get into a trouble? When we are panic, it can be difficult to make a calm decision. When we are in a panic or in a trouble, which makes us more difficult to make a right decision. calm decision. Although the river was flowing so violently yesterday, it is flowing calmly. It is so calm today. 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 Although the river was flowing so violently, it is so calm today. 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 Calm. We should try to make a calm decision in every situation so that we won't make a mistake. Can you make a calm decision in every situation, even when you are in a panic or trouble? Calm decision. The typhoon is getting calm as it forms a low pressure, low atmosphere pressure. When I want to feel calm atmosphere and to escape from busy center, I sometimes go to the cafe in the middle of the hill. If you were searching for calm atmosphere, why not go to the cafe in the middle of the mountain? In order to find calm atmosphere and place, some students in the university used to eat lunch in the classroom on the edge of the building, on the edge of the floor. I personally was having lunch at the school cafe, although it was so crowded. The stray dog was so aggressive and was afraid of us, but with time, he started to be calm. He started to be calm. The stray dog was so afraid of us and barking at us, but with time, he started to be calm. He started to be moderate and calm. Calm. He started to be calm. He started to be calm. I don't want to be in the place crowded with a lot of people, so I usually find calm atmosphere, calm place. I'd like to have a lunch at a calm atmosphere, in a calm atmosphere. I'd like to have a breakfast and lunch and dinner in a calm atmosphere. When we are panicked, we are inclined to lose our calmness. When we are in a panic, we tend to lose panic. We tend to lose calm. We are apt to lose calm. We are apt to lose calm. We are inclined to lose calm. Calm. Do not lose calm anytime. 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 I'd like to have lunch calmly. I'd like to have lunch calmly. But recently, I've been finishing my lunch within 5 minutes. So I'd like to have lunch calmly. Recently, I've been having lunch within 5 minutes. So quickly. I was often told that I should solve questions calmly. I was often said that I should solve the questions taught in the examinations calmly. I was often told that I should work on the duty calmly. I was often told that I should work on the duties calmly. I was often said that I should work on the duties calmly, 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 calmly. 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 I haven't been able to have lunch calmly recently. I haven't been able to eat lunch recently. I haven't been able to have lunch calmly recently. Calmly. Calmly. The river is flowing calmly. Although the river was flowing so violently, it is flowing very calmly. It is flowing so calmly. Although the river was flowing so violently, it is flowing so calmly, calmly, calmly. Although the river was flowing so violently, it is flowing so calmly, 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 calmly. When I want a calmness, I tend to go to the middle of the mountain to escape from a busy lifestyle. In order to recover calmness, I tried meditation. In order to recover calmness, I tried meditation. Hmm. Let's get the communists back. Let's retreat the communists. Let's have the communists back. It usually takes longer time than average people for me to get the communists back after high tension. Calmness. Please do not lose your calmness. Please do not lose your calmness. Always keep calmness. Always stay calmness. Always hold calmness. Always remain calmness. Always keep calmness. What prioritizes the most when you find an apartment? The place or price or the layout? What prioritizes the most when you search for when you decide apartment you are going to live? What prioritizes the most when you find an apartment? What prioritizes the most when you choose the apartment you are going to live in? I set a goal to be more social, and I try to be more interactive with people. I was so bad at communicating with people, and I was very bad at interpersonal relationships. So I set a goal to get used to the interpersonal communication this year. So I went to the pub to socialize with people. Are you good at interpersonal relationships? Are you good at interpersonal communications? Interpersonal communications are very important, right? But I am very bad at international communications. In order to overcome my weak interpersonal communications, I try to go to some public places to interact with people and to train myself to talk with people from all over the world. Interpersonal, interpersonal, interpersonal. Interpersonal, 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 interpersonal relations, interpersonal relations, interpersonal, 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 interpersonal. Interpersonal situation, interpersonal service. Interpersonal services might be replaced by robots more. More interpersonal services might be replaced by robots, like the cashier at the supermarkets, restaurant, and so on. More interpersonal services might be replaced by robots. More interpersonal services, such as cashier, might be replaced by robots, machines, AIs, and so on. Interpersonal. I'm improving my interpersonal communications. I'm trying to improve build up, brush up, strengthen my interpersonal communication skill. Interpersonal communication skill. Interpersonal communication skill. I'm trying to improve my interpersonal communication skill. I'm trying to improve my interpersonal communication skills. Interpersonal relationships. Interpersonal relationships. Interpersonal relationships. Interpersonal relationships. Interpersonal. 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 Interpersonal relationships. Interpersonal relationships. Interpersonal relationships. Interpersonal. The museum features many interactive attractions. Interactive attractions. The good feature of the SNS is the interactive feature. Interactive interactive functions. Interactive way. I should increase the opportunity to interact with people more, to be more social, to get used to talking with people from all over the world, to improve my interpersonal communication skills. I need to increase the opportunity to interact with people. I need to increase the opportunity more to interact with people in order to improve my interpersonal communication skill. Interactive. Interactive communication. Interactive with people. Interactive tools. Interactive tools. Now we have many interactive tools. Now we have many interactive tools. Interactive. Interactive. Interactive service. Interactive service. More and more interactive services might be replaced by robots, AIs, machines. I'm good at interacting with people from all over the world. The good feature of the panel ordering machine is that I don't have to interact with the cashiers. The good feature of the touch panel ordering machine is that I don't have to interact with the cashiers. I can order by touching the touch panel. That's easy. Did you used to interact with a doll or a toy? Did you used to interact with toys or dolls when you were kids, or do you still do that? Did you used to interact with a doll or toy as your friends? Did you used to interact with toys or dolls as your friends? I'm trying to improve interacting with people. I'm trying to improve interacting with people. Are you good at interacting with people? the opportunity to interact with people might decrease because we might interact with robots more in the future. I'm not sure. I never interacted with the CEO of the company. I never interacted with the president of the university. I never interacted with the CEO. I never interacted with the CEO. I never interacted with the president of the university. Maybe only in the welcoming ceremony. The opportunity to interact with executives should be increased. The interaction between the staffs and executives should be increased. The more you have the experience, the interaction with foreigners, the more you will get used to talking with them. The more you have the experience of the interaction with foreigners, the more you will get used to talking with foreigners. The more you have the experience of the interaction with foreigners, the more you will get used to talking with them. Interaction, 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 interaction with machines, interaction with robots, interaction with robots, interaction with smartphones, interaction with robots. I tend to avoid interaction with people. I feel happiest when I'm alone. Some people feel happiest when they are alone, while others don't. Do you prefer to be alone or surrounded by people? Do you prefer to be alone or surrounded by people? Do you like interaction with people? Or do you prefer to be without interaction with people? Do you like to be interaction with people? Or do you like to avoid interaction with people? Interaction. Even subtle sparks can trigger fire. Even subtle sparks can trigger fire. The careless mistakes can trigger big mistake. Even a small mistake can trigger a big one. A lack of preparation can trigger a mistake. Some of the car accidents are triggered by drunk driving. There are many factors and triggers of my atopic dermatitis. There are many triggers of acting up my atopic dermatitis. There are many triggers of acting up my atopic dermatitis. Passing the grade 1 of the Aiken test became the trigger of challenging the examination. Meeting the foreign student at the university became the trigger of me interested in the world. Meeting the foreign student at the university made me have the interest in the world. Meeting the foreign student in the university became the trigger of me being interested in the world. What is the trigger of making you wanna be the politician? Can I know the trigger which made you wanna be the pilot? The exact truth that I could not get any benefits from the association became the trigger of me quitting, staying in the association. There are many triggers of acting up my atomic dermatitis eczema. Meeting the foreign students from the at the university became the trigger of me interested in the world. Meeting the foreign student at the university became the trigger of me having a different perspective to the world. Are you finding the trigger to have a day off? Are you finding a trigger to have a day off from the work? The more we experience, the less we will feel anxiety. The more we experience, the less we feel anxiety. Are you anxious about your future? Me too. I think everybody is anxious about future. I think everybody is anxious about future. Anxious of future. Are you anxious about future? I'm anxious to get Grammy Award. I am 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 anxious to get Grammy Award. I'm usually anxious about everything, so I usually prepare enough before examinations, performance, and so on. I am really anxious to get Grammy Award. I am anxious to be admitted by my boss. I am anxious to be admitted by the company. I am anxious to enter the company. I am anxious to succeed in my business. I usually prepare enough anxiously. I usually level up too much before fighting with the boss in RPG game, role-playing game. I was this kind of person who leveled up a lot and gathered many items before entering the new dungeon, new caves, new areas, and to fight with the boss in RPG, role-playing game. I was this kind of person who leveled up a lot, stacked up experiences, and gathered a lot of items before entering the new area and fight with boss anxiously. I usually prepare enough anxiously. I usually prepare enough anxiously. I usually prepare enough anxiously. The mothers of the students were praying for the god in front of the examination venue. Some people cannot sleep anxiously before the day before examination. I also couldn't sleep anxiously the day before the examination. Anxiously. I also couldn't sleep enough the day before the examination. Have you gone through surgery? Have you undergone surgery? Have you experienced surgery? Have you taken on surgery? Have you had surgery? Have you undergone surgery? Have you undergone surgery? Have you gone through surgery? Have you had surgery? Have you had surgery? Yes, I have sometimes, but I don't want to anymore. I don't want any more surgeries. I don't want a surgery anymore. I want no surgery anymore. I want no surgery anymore. I want no surgery. 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 To become a surgeon was my dream. What made you want to be a surgeon? What made you want to be a surgeon? What made you would like to be a surgeon? What made you would like to be a surgeon? Can I know the reason why you want to be a surgeon? You are definitely be asked why you want to be a surgeon. You will be definitely asked why you want to be a surgeon. Surgeon, 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 physician, surgeon, surgeon, surgeon. Once I wanted to be a doctor to help people and to know about my disease more, but I'm so clumsy and I thought I shouldn't see patients with this condition, and I was lack of knowledge, so I shouldn't be a doctor. I shouldn't be a doctor. Have you had the surgical operation, surgical treatment? Have you had a surgical treatment? Have you gone through surgical treatment? I got a brief surgical treatment on my knee before going to the clinic at school. I got a brief, concise surgical treatment on my knee after falling at school before going to the hospital. Surgical knowledge, surgical study, surgical subject, surgical treatment on my knee. I often used to fall and wounded my knee and got brief surgical treatment on my knee before going to clinic. Because I often used to fall and wounded my knee, so I often got tentative Surgical treatment on my knee. Tentative surgical treatment on my knee. Tentative surgical treatment on my knee. Surgical treatment. Surgical treatment. Surgical treatment. Surgical treatment. Surgical. 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 Surgical department. I have been suffering atopic dermatitis since I was born. I was suffering the anxiety. I remember suffering the anxiety the day before the examination. I remember suffering the anxiety the day before the examination. I have been suffering atopic dermatitis since I was born. I have been suffering from atopic dermatitis since I was born. I wish I could be released from the suffering of itchiness. The suffering of itchiness of atopic dermatitis will be understood by only those with this disease, I think. This itchiness is beyond the imagination, beyond the reach of imagination. It's too much, and it's chronic. Besides that, it's chronic. I hope the medical progress will eradicate this disease drastically, perfectly, for once and for all. Suffering. The suffering of atopic dermatitis cannot be likened to anything else. The suffering of atopic dermatitis cannot be exampled to other things. Suffering. I want to be set free. I want to be set free from atopic dermatitis. I want to be set free. I want to be set free from the suffering of atopic dermatitis from bottom of my heart. Suffering. Suffering. We might be live with suffering to some extent. We have to live with suffering to a certain extent, to some degrees. Suffering. The resilience to be able to withstand suffering. Resilience, persistency, resilience to be able to endure, withstand, put up with suffering. I want to be set free from the suffering of atopic dermatitis eczema. The itchiness of atopic dermatitis is never sufferable. Studying for 10 hours is sufferable for me, but it's not sufferable for some people. Studying for 10 hours is sufferable for some people, while The things which are sufferable for me are often not sufferable for others. The things which are sufferable for me are usually not sufferable for others. Sufferable, 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 sufferable. The things which are sufferable for me are usually not sufferable for others. Sufferable, sufferable, sufferable. Is it sufferable for you to study for 10 hours? Is it sufferable for you to study for 10 hours? Is it sufferable for you to study for 10 hours? Sufferable, 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 sufferable. Snoring sound is not sufferable for me. Snoring sound is not sufferable for me. Snoring sound is not sufferable for me. The main buildings of the shrine has been renovated every 2 decades. The main buildings of the shrine has been renovated every 2 decades. Osaka Castle was renovated in the early 20th century. Many buildings were restored. Meiji Restoration is a series of reforms which modernized Japan drastically. Restoration. How long do you think will the restoration of the building last? How long do you think will the restoration of the building last? The restoration of the castle destroyed by the spontaneous fire will start as soon as next year. The restoration of the castle, which collapsed due to the earthquake, will start soon. The restoration of the castle, which collapsed during the earthquake, will be completed as early as next week. Restoration, 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 restoration. Restoration, restoration, restore, restoration, 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 restoration. How long do you think the restoration of the building last? How long do you think will the restoration of the building last? How long do you think will the restoration of the building last? Restoration. On behalf of the president, the vice president gave a speech to the executive meeting. Have you ever given a speech to the public? Have you ever given a speech to the public? Have you ever given a speech? Have you ever given a speech to the public? Have you ever given a speech to the public? Have you played in public? Have you performed in public? Have you gave a speech? Have you given a speech to the public? Have you given a speech to the public? Have you given a speech to the public? I'm not good at speaking. I'm not good at giving a speech to the public. I'm not good at giving a speech to the audience, public, people. I'm not good at giving a speech to the audience. A lot of people. I'm not good at giving a speech in public. I'm not good at making a speech, giving a speech in front of many people. I'm not good at giving a speech to the audience, people. Meeting. I'm not good at giving a speech to meeting. I'm not good at giving a speech to meeting. I'm not good at giving a speech to meeting. I'm not good at giving a speech to meeting. I'm not going to take over for my family business. Are you going to take over for your family business? I just took over for my senior student. I just took over for the research from my senior student at university. The current vice president is rumored to be the next president. The vice president is rumored to take over for the current CEO next year. The son of the CEO is rumored to be to take over for the CEO. The son of the CEO is expected to be expected to take over for his son, his father as CEO. Are you going to take over for family business? Are you going to take over for family business? Are you going to take over for family business? Are you going to take over for family business? Are you taking an important role in the project? Have you taken an important role? Have you taken an important role? Have you taken an important role in a project? I'm not taking an important role. I'm not taking an important role in the project. Precious traditions and culture should be passed down, handed down from generation to generation. Precious cultures and traditions should be taken over for. The son is rumored to take over for his son as new CEO next year. The son of the CEO is expected to take over for his father as CEO. The son of the CEO is expected to take over for his father as new CEO next year. When I got panic at a job interview, I lost my speech skill. When I got panic and super nervous at the job interview, I lost my speech skill. I lost my speech skill. I lost my speech skill. When I got super nervous and panic at the job interview, I lost my speech skill. I lost my speech skill. I lost my speech skill. But encouragement from the panel helped me recover my lost speech. The encouragement from the panel helped me recover my lost speech. When I got super nervous at the job interview, I lost my speech skill. I lost my speech skill. I lost my speech skill. Although I pass by the convenience store, I haven't been there. Although I pass by your house every day, I haven't called on you. But today, I have a thing we should talk about privately. So can I call on you after the work? Sure. Although I passed by the newly opened restaurant, I haven't been there. Although I passed by the shopping mall, I haven't been there. I used to put perfume on my skin. I used to put perfume, giving off strong aroma on my body, which I regret now. I used to put strong perfume, giving off strong smell, strong aroma, when I was a student. I used to put perfume giving off strong aroma. I used to put a perfume which gives off strong aroma on my body. I used to put some perfume which gives off strong aroma. Some people give off aura, such a special aura, even in a small group. Some people give off special aura. Some people give off special aura which we don't have. The solar light detects even subtle movement. I tried moving with ninja movement. Maybe ninja movement, but the solar light detected. Once I tried moving with ninja movement, but the sensor light detected and it lighted. So the sensor light can detect even a subtle movement, subtle movement, subtle. The machine can detect even subtle difference, which we cannot detect. Did you used to use a scent? A perfume. I usually buy perfume with grapefruit aroma, grapefruit scent. I usually buy a perfume with a grapefruit scent. Which scent of perfume do you like? 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 The song reminds me of my ex-girlfriend. The song reminds me of my ex-boyfriend. I was the cars. I was waiting for the cars to pass by before turning right. But before turning right, the signal turned red, so I had to wait again. I was waiting for the cars to pass by before turning right. Some people give off special aura, which I envy. Some people give off special aura, which I envy. The center light detects even subtle movement. The center light detects even subtle movement. Which scent do you like? The scent of caramel reminds me of amusement park. I associate amusement park with the caramel aroma, caramel scent. The caramel scent. The scent of caramel reminds me of amusement park. I associate amusement park with the scent of caramel. And have you tried natto, fermented soybeans? If you can eat it, you are very Japanese. I think many foreigners don't like natto because natto has very distinctive taste. Natto has very distinctive taste, but it is very healthy. When I tried natto for the first time, I didn't like the taste. But the more I tried, the better the taste became for me. The more I tried, the more I got used to it. The more I tried, the better the taste became. Now I can eat it, and natto is one of my favorite food. When I tried natto for the first time, the taste was so horrible, terrible for me. But the more I ate natto, the better the taste became for me. Now natto is very tasty for me. I can enjoy eating natto, and natto is one of my favorite Japanese food. The kitchen smells bad. Something wrong with the kitchen. I cannot go to bed before solving the problem. The kitchen smells different. The kitchen smells bad. Something is wrong. Something is going wrong with the kitchen. The towel was smelling so terrible. The towel was smelling terrible, awful, dreadful, because it was not cleaned. It was not washed for a week. The towel was smelling bad. The towel was smelling awful. 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 The towel was smelling dreadful, awful. The towel was smelling awful because it was not washed for a week. I wish I could have a terrific performance like you. I wish I could have a terrific performance as you. I wish I could have a terrific performance as you. Terrific performance, terrific academic accomplishment, terrific piece, terrific song, terrific playing of the piano, terrific sound. The pair of speakers can give terrific sound. The pair of speakers can give off terrific sound. Please do not soak bath towel into the bathtub. Please do not soak the towel into the bathtub. It is rule of the center, mostly. Please refrain from soaking the towel into the bathtub. Please put the towel on your head or shoulder. The rain soak into the ground and which spring up as spring water. The rain first will soak into the ground and it which will come out as spring water. I first soaked the towel into the water and hang the wet towel in the air to prevent me from getting dried in winter. I was soaked with rain because I didn't have umbrella. Besides that, the wind was so strong enough to break my umbrella, so I decided not to use my umbrella for my safety. So I was soaked with rain. During the heavy rain and strong wind, although I had the umbrella, I decided not to use the umbrella because it was such a dangerous situation for me to use the umbrella in the strong wind. So that's why I was soaked with rain. 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 I went home first because I was soaked with sweat. So I took a shower and changed my clothes before going to the next class at the university. I sometimes went home after physical education because I was soaked with sweat and changed my clothes. The police officers ordered the pedestrians to stand back from the fence. The police officers ordered the pedestrians to stand back. The police officers and security guards ordered the pedestrians to stand back from the fence because the pedestrians were gathering to get a glimpse of the celebrities, to catch a glimpse of celebrities, to catch sight of celebrities, to have a glimpse of celebrities. The police officers ordered the pedestrians to stand back. Please 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 stand back because you are beyond the yellow line, which you shouldn't surpass. Please stand back from the yellow line. Please stand back from the yellow line, which you cannot surpass for your safety. The food smells. The food stinks. The food stinks. Maybe it is corrupted. Maybe it's beyond the use by date. The food stinks. Maybe it's beyond the use by date. The food stinks. Maybe it's beyond the use by date. Maybe it's beyond the use by date. The food stinks. The food stinks. Maybe it's beyond the use by date. The food stinks. The food stinks. Maybe the food is beyond the use by date. If you don't wash the towel, it will start to stink. If you don't wash your clothes, they will start to stink. If you don't wash the towel, it will start to stink. The kitchen is stinking. Something is wrong with it. The kitchen is stinking. Something is wrong. Something is stinking in the street. Something was stinking in the street. It turned out to be fire nearby. Something was stinking in the street. It turned out to be a fire. I remember going home sweat. I remember going home soaked with rain because I don't have an umbrella. I remember going home. I remember walking on the road soaked with rain without an umbrella. The police officers were ordering the pedestrians to stand back, stand back, stand back, stand back, stand back, stand back from the fence for safety. The security guards were ordering the pedestrians to stand back from the fence. They were gathering in order to catch a glimpse of the celebrity, catch sight of the celebrity. The police officers ordered the pedestrians. The police officers ordered the pedestrians. The police officers ordered the pedestrians. Ordered the pedestrians. The police officers ordered the pedestrians. And ordered the pedestrians to stand back from the fence. This cloth stinks, although I washed it yesterday. Although I washed the trouser, it stinks. It still stinks. Although I washed the trousers yesterday, they still stink. I don't know the reason why. Maybe the washing machine is also dirty. Maybe. Although I washed the trousers, a pair of trousers, they still stink. Although I washed the trousers, although I washed the trousers, they still stink. Okay, I will finish speaking here. Thank you for watching. See you next time. See you.